I'm Jeff Wallenfeldt. I'm Senior Editor and Manager of Geography and History. One of the great things about my job is that it allows for lifelong learning. I love history, especially American history, and I get to learn more history every day. I recently worked with a scholar named James Lewis on an article on the Black Hawk War. And the Black Hawk War is actually a pretty crappy chapter in American history. In 1829, as a result of a treaty of kind of dubious legitimacy, the Sauk people of northwestern Illinois were relocated across the Mississippi River. It's not particularly popular with many of them. And in 1832, this strong-willed warrior named Black Hawk led members of the Sauk and some people from other tribes back across the river in the hope of finding a place to settle where they could live their lives the way that they wanted to live. That goal came up against the territorial ambitions of the United States government. A war erupted with pretty tragic consequences for Black Hawk and the Sauk. If people know anything about the Black Hawk War, it's that Abraham Lincoln fought in the Black Hawk War, but actually Lincoln himself says that he served in the militia during the Black Hawk War and that mostly he was bloodied fighting mosquitoes. Long before I knew that or anything else about the Black Hawk War, I did know one thing about Black Hawk. When I was 6 and 7 years old, my family lived in Iowa City, Iowa, and we used to drive to see my grandparents in Madison, Wisconsin. And on the way, we used to pass a statue of Black Hawk that loomed high on a bluff above the Rock River near Oregon, Illinois. I know today that that statue is 50 feet tall. I know that it was sculpted by Laredo Taft and John Pershune. I know that it was completed in 1911 and that it was originally called the Eternal Indian, and it's only over time come to be known as Black Hawk. But I didn't know anything about that when I was 7 years old. I only knew that invariably at that part of our journey we would arrive, it would be night, but that I could see the statue because it was lit up and it just loomed against the night sky. As a result of that, when I think of Black Hawk now, I don't picture the paintings that were done when he was summoned to Washington by Andrew Jackson. I see a luminous, ghostly, majestic figure floating in the dark. And when I was a kid, that intrigued me and captivated me and filled me with wonder. I can't say that that's the reason that I love history now, but I know it had something to do with it.